Hello everyone. Um, so in this video, we will give a brief demo on the usage of this very commonly used Git commands, so that we can get a initial understanding of the whole Git code development management workflow. Very first of all, you need to ensure you have the Git installed. I mean, there are many versions of Git systems on various different systems. Um, I mean, you can even find that kind of graphical user interface client on the Windows systems. But as this course, we need all people to install Ubuntu OS at least in your virtual machine. We will actually use this kind of command line Git interface for the whole work procedure, because this would be most compatible across the platforms as well. On Ubuntu, of course, you can try to install Git using the simplest Git. Um, but of course, I have already installed that so that you can check the installation by Git version. So that here on my system command, it's already shown the Git version here, and also yeah. So if we want to check the Git status, it's not in any repo right now, so that it wouldn't tell you it's not a Git repo, so that it cannot work like this. So here we try to we will try to find a project for this management flow. Let me go into my GitHub website, and yeah, so I will create a project here. So it's such as tutorial 0 project, and we will just create it like this. Yeah, so here after we have created a remote project, we can try to get it to our local directory, so that it's a git clone command. So going into that git project, and we can start working on it from local. So let's start from the so yeah, of course it's an empty project here, so we should git initialize it. By default, initializing the git project actually tries to create a .git file, so that it will show you that, oh, this is under tracking of a git service. Of course, this is a hidden file, so that it's not here yet. And also, some tutorials will also mention the configuration of the Git system of the Git command after the installation, so that you can, using the git config global user.name, and you can set your username something like this, and similar, you can also set your email address in this manner. So currently this folder is empty. Of course, so I mean we can try to add some files so that we can show the system is under control. So let's just create it a few two Python files, such as just to give it the simplest notation here. Save it, and now let's create another file. And now we have created two files in this folder, so that currently we need to actually use the Git service to try to track this. So we can use the Git add, such as we add the first main file. So currently we can see it's actually already, it tells you, oh, it's actually tracking this main.python file. And also it reminds you that this, under the same directory, this util0.py is not added. So I mean, you may have one feature is that in the realistic development process, you may have many files in the project, and you don't want to edit one by one. So in this way, you can also choose to add all files together, so that, oh, yeah. So currently, they are all recorded and tracked. So as we have mentioned, so git add simply add files you want to track in your local directory. So after you have making changes, you want to make sure you commit these changes to the local repository. So let's try git commit here. Oh, here this tries to add the add a comment of modified to modify. I try to add a comment line of what modification you have added. If you do not do this way, it will also pop up a interface of a text editor, so that it will ask you to add that comment to show uh, the changes you made for this files tracked. So currently we have already committed this files to the uh, to the local repository, and and we can see that this changes, this commit process has also been logged, and we got a git hash. This git hash is also useful to as a snapshot, so that if you want to if you after develop some time and you feel like, oh, some changes I made are not that good, so I want to revert back. This git hash time points of that uh, the snapshots, so that you can go back. And also currently we have mentioned all these different file modifications have been saved in the local repository. And since we want to collaborate with others, we also want to share it online so that we can use git push. But of course, this cannot be used directly. Let's see what command. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So here it's actually asking you to uh, log in, and oh, it actually asks you to using the input your username and password here. One thing worth noticing is that the password here is not actually the character string password you are going to enter. It's actually yeah, you actually need to generate a password. Let me find here. Yeah, so you actually need to generate this so-called the personal access um, token, so that you can use this kind of token uh, uh, to uh, to grant access to the whole project, and use this token to oh, let me generate one. So I mean, it's not important, but just for demo purpose here. Okay. Oh, seems that it's not generated successfully. Let me regenerate one. Yeah, so now it should be successfully pushed to the online repository. So let's see. Yeah, so now we can see the two files that has been uploaded. And we can see that this modification commit here, the commit hash, we can click on that. We can also see what exact modifications have been made in this process. And of course, we can see that here we are only so we only show one single user and one single version. So as we are trying to make different versions, control them, there is another technique concept called the branch. So that the branch is, I mean, just as its name indicates, it's a branch that is grown from the main tree, the main code base, so that you can try to develop it in a relatively separate way, so that you can try to add some new features and new functions. So currently, of course we only consider one master branch, and we can try the branch function here, so that just as just make a trial here, so that and we create such a branch for this project, and we go into that branch for a trial here. Yes. So now you see we have switched to this new created branch, and here, such as we made a we just copy one of the files, and we and in the same way we try to, oh yeah, we still need to git add this new file, and git commit, and here, because it's we try to push it to the mainstream. It's from a branch. We need to make some further setup, like this shown. So we make it here, and of course this is not a very standard cooperation process. It's only using my personal account for demo. So okay, yeah. So now we going back to this project. Yeah. So now you see, there is after the we try to push changes from a branch, we see that there's a notification pop up here, so that it tries to, so that we got a notification that a branch modification is trying to be merged into this main branch, and we need to try to see what are added, and yeah. So I mean, this is a very simple demo. So we simply add new files, and this of course has no conflict. But of course, it has, the code has any conflict, it will be much more complex, and it would be a great challenge to the realistic developer. So that consider this merge request. It has no compatibility issue, no conflicts, so that we can merge this pull request, and and now we can try to delete the branch, and of course all the changes can be found here. Yeah. So basically, these most important commands are the most widely used for your code management process, and would be really useful for your homework assignment here. And we will talk some. We will use one past students project as a simple demo to illustrate further.